Today, we're going to break down what makes Republic Commercial Real Estate such a major force in the Cincinnati area. We're going to look at their own playbook, piece by piece, to really understand the formula they say is the secret to their success.
It all really boils down to this one question. In the world of commercial real estate, the stakes are incredibly high, and the line between a brilliant investment and a really costly mistake, it can be razor thin. It's a complicated market, and finding the right person to guide you through it is, well, it's everything.
And that's because trying to navigate commercial real estate is kind of like trying to find your way through a maze in the dark. If you're a business looking to move or expand or even just renew a lease, the path is absolutely full of potential traps and unexpected costs.
Yeah, it's so much more than just the monthly rent. The real dangers are the things you don't see coming. Those tenant improvements that go way over budget, or the surprise bill for wiring a new space. But you know what the biggest challenge is? You're almost always negotiating against professional landlords who do this for a living, day in and day out. Without an expert in your corner, the playing field is not level at all.
So how do you level that playing field? Well, you get your own expert guide. Republic positions its team as the answer, built on a solid foundation of deep experience, proven success, and a huge emphasis on character. So let's meet the people who are driving this whole process.
Let's start at the top with Nick Barella, the president and founder. His story is pretty key here. He came from a really successful career in commercial lending at a huge bank to launch his own boutique firm, one that has a laser focus on the Cincinnati market.
His specialty is in these key growth areas like office and medical real estate, and he's got a shelf full of awards, including Rising Star. But what's really fascinating to me is that unique fact: he raises chickens, bees, and goats. It just suggests this really hands-on, down-to-earth approach that extends way beyond the office.
And this client testimonial really zeroes in on two keywords: hustles and creative. This right here captures a core part of their whole philosophy. They're not just waiting for opportunities to fall in their lap, they're actively creating them. That idea of a proactive hustle is a thread we're going to see again and again.
All right, next up is Ed Mathis. He's a vice president who really specializes in unique retail and industrial properties, which adds this whole other layer of expertise to the team.
Ed's resume just shows this clear path of success. I mean, being named to the 40 Under 40 list, that's a huge deal, a major recognition in the business world. And the fact that he was managing such a big portfolio before this shows he really understands how to figure out what a client needs and then go deliver it.
This testimonial from a community development leader really says it all about his approach. It's not just about getting a deal done. It's about finding the right fit and making the whole process smooth and productive. That focus on genuine collaboration is so important.
And rounding out this leadership team is Douglas Messer, another vice president whose background is, well, it's pretty fascinating.
Talk about making an impact. Over $15 million in transactions in a single year shows you he has some serious expertise in high-stakes deals. But what really gets me is his backstory. Before real estate, he was over in Poland helping build its very first westernized video retail chain. That's a trailblazing entrepreneurial spirit that you just don't see every day.
Okay, so we've met the people. Now let's get into the process. Because it's not just about the individuals. Republic really emphasizes this very specific, proactive method that they argue sets them completely apart from the industry standard.
This slide says everything you need to know. On the left, you've got the old, passive way: list the property, stick a sign in the ground, and just wait. But on the right, you see the Republic way, and it's all about action, daily calls, constant follow-ups, and actively creating leads. It's the difference between fishing with one line and casting a massive net every single day.
And here's the number that backs it all up: 30 to 50 proactive calls per agent every single day. This isn't just some philosophy they talk about. It's a measurable work ethic. When a client says they hustle, this is exactly what they're talking about. This is the engine that drives their whole business.
And their approach for tenants is just as methodical. It's a 4-step plan that starts with strategy and then moves to a serious financial analysis of all the options. But the key, really, is step 3, navigating all those pitfalls we talked about earlier. It's all designed to make sure the final execution happens on time and on budget. It's their blueprint for a win.
Of course. Look, any company can talk a big game about its people and its process. The real test is what their clients have to say. And Republic puts a huge emphasis on this. Their references paint a really consistent picture.
A 10-year client relationship. That just speaks volumes about consistency, doesn't it? In this industry, that kind of loyalty isn't built on just one deal. It's built on delivering amazing results over and over and over again.
And this quote highlights another key trait: persistence. It doesn't matter if the deal is massive or small. The commitment to seeing it all the way through to the end is exactly the same. And that tells you a lot about a company's core values.
And finally, this quote just wraps it all up perfectly. Professional, responsive, thoughtful, and trusted. These are the exact words that pop up again and again in their testimonials. It's the combination of their expert team and their proactive process, and it all leads to that one final, crucial word: trusted.
So after breaking down their entire formula, the people, the process, and the proof, we end right where they begin, with a question. By taking that confusing maze of commercial real estate and turning it into a clear, guided path, Republic positions itself as more than just a service provider. They become a strategic partner. And it kind of leaves you wondering, in any complex deal you face, who's your guide?